Welcome to your upper body circuit, pulse, and Tabata class. So circuit, pulse, and Tabata classes, very similar to our circuit and Tabata classes, but we add in pulsing, so the interval structure is going to be a little different, and you'll have 2 different circuits and then a Tabata. So for each of the circuits, I'm going to give you 5 exercises. The interval structure we use is 30 seconds in the full range of the exercise, followed by 15 seconds of pulsing in that exercise, 15 seconds of rest, and then move on to the next exercise using that same structure. When you finish all 5 exercises, you get a longer recovery, 30 seconds, and in total we complete 3 sets of the circuit. In between each of the circuits, I'll give you a full minute to recover, and during that time I'll show you a preview of the next circuit. For the Tabata, I give you 2 bodyweight exercises, and you alternate between them using an interval structure of 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest for 8 sets. Now, as for equipment, you're going to want a set of medium weights and then a drop set of slightly lighter weights. So for the medium weights, I'm using a set of 8 pounds. I could probably go to 10 pounds maybe, but I'm going to use 8s today. And then for my lighter set, I also have a set of 5-pound weights. If you don't have access to different options, then just have 1 pair that's on the lighter side of medium if possible. Now, our big focus today is going to be biceps and triceps. I have another class using this structure that is chest and back focused already that I'll link to below. This one, mostly biceps, triceps, but shoulders do get some love, as does back. We're going to start class with a quick warm-up focused on mobility. We'll finish up with a cool down. You don't need the weights for our warm-up. You can just put them off to the side. Let's start down in a tabletop position today. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Let's just start moving that spine with a cat-cow. So as you inhale, tailbone reaches up to the ceiling. Open up through the chest, lift that gaze, and then as you exhale, you push the floor away, rounding your spine up to the ceiling. Fill the space between your shoulder blades. Keep moving like that. Inhaling through the nose, spinal extension. Exhaling slowly out through the mouth, spinal flexion. Last time. And then I want you to elongate the spine to neutral. Let's take the back of our left hand, bring it to our forehead, and then I just want you to shift the hips back a few inches to take some weight out of the stationary right hand, and we're going to twist. As you inhale, it's an open twist, and then as you exhale, bring that left elbow towards the right forearm. Inhale to open, exhale to close it. Twist is coming from your mid-spine. You're not just flinging open through the shoulder. One more this side. Come through center, left hand down, same thing, right hand to your forehead. Shift the hips back a few inches. Inhale, open twist. Exhale, close it. One more. Come through center and then come up to kneeling. We're going to do a hip hinge combo, adding in an arm sweep with a little bit of a tricep work. Okay, so to start, arms overhead. I want you to flip the palms, bend the elbows, pat yourself on the back. Straighten the arms back out, and then as you hinge the hips, you're going to sweep the arms back. Give me a tricep kickback. Bend the elbows. Hands come forward and back. Arms overhead as you come upright. Bend the elbows. Pat yourself on the back. Keep moving like that. If you mess up the combo, don't sweat it. Just hop back in. Bending at the elbows in your hinge, and then when you're upright, opening up through the backs of the arms here, since triceps will be such a big focus today. Next time you're in that hinge, we are going to hold that hinge, and you're going to keep your arms straight, and I just want you to sweep them overhead and back. We're focused on maintaining a neutral spine, not flaring open through the ribs, so length through the back of the neck. So maybe the arms don't come all the way up overhead, that's fine. Palms are going to face in towards each other. Take this to a reverse fly in 3, 2, 1. Flip your palms in towards each other. Now you're flying those arms wide, still in your hinge. A bit of our work, especially when we get to our second circuit, will be in a hinged position. So we really want to establish that connection to our mid-back. and making sure that we're mobilizing the shoulder blades. Right now they are retracting as the arms fly wide. We're going to finish in this hinged position with arm circles in 3, 2, 1. So now just trace some arm circles up, out, and around. Doesn't matter the direction though, because we will switch in 2, 1. Switch direction of your circles. Again, they're wide, but not so wide. They puff open through the rib cage. One more. And then I want you to bring your hands down to the mat. Tuck your toes under in this tabletop position. And on an exhale, you're going to bring yourself up to a bear plank position. And we're going to retract the shoulder blades, and then you're going to protract them. So serratus push-ups. They slide in towards each other. They slide wide. Give me 4 more. 2 more. Last time. And then from this bear plank, lift your hips up, drop the heels, and then bend them right back down. So you're kind of moving down dog to bear plank. Just opening up through the backs of the legs a little bit, since again, we will be in that hinged position. 3, 2. Last time, hold at the top, pedal out the heels. And then you can bring your knees down, and I'm going to show you our first circuit. First circuit is going to be biceps focus and shoulders. First exercise, palms are going to face forward and up. You're going to give me a bicep curl and then an alternating front raise, right and then left. The pulse is going to be in the bicep curl, okay? You're just holding those elbows at 90 up and down. Second exercise is going to be a hammer curl and then a hammer curl to a front extension. We're going to do both arms together for that front extension. The pulse is in the hammer curl, thumbs point up, again at 90 little pulses. Third exercise, it is going to be an alternating circle curl while the other one holds wide, palms up. The pulses are in that wide, palms up position. Fourth exercise, it's wide, but now thumbs point up, and it's just going to be an alternating lateral extension. The pulse is going to be a bicep curl in this wide, thumbs up rotation. For the final exercise, we drop down to just a single weight. We're going to hold the arms up at shoulder height. It's going to be a bicep curl from there with a little press up with the elbows bent. The pulse will be with the elbows bent, little press ups. I'm going to be using my 8-pound weights for this one. We have 3 sets. Again, 30 seconds full range, 15 seconds pulse. Let's go. All right, so again, I got my 8-pound weights. It's going to be a bicep curl with that alternating front raise to start. So palms face forward at the bottom. Neutral through the pelvis, open through the chest. 1 curl, and then we'll alternate that front raise. Curl up to shoulders, lower down. 1 arm lifts, then the other. Make sure your knees aren't totally locked out, because I don't want you swaying back to counter the movement of the arms. Now remember, the pulses in this one are going to be in that bicep curl. We'll bring both arms to 90 degrees. We'll just pulse up from there. All right, hold at 90, and it's a little pulse up and down, up and down. 15 seconds to rest. All right, next up, palms are now going to face in. It's going to be a hammer curl, and then a hammer curl up halfway to a front extension. So just press those weights forward. Let's go. So hammer curl, palms in. Hammer curl in about halfway, press the weights forward, bring them back, and lower. To show you from the side, it's hammer curl, up and extend. Keep it slow on that press forward, okay? The pulses here will be in that hammer curl, again, 90 degrees, and we'll pulse up from there. All right, hold at 90, little pulses up. You can always alternate the pulse if that works better for you, 1 at a time. And you can add in a full range rep as needed. That's the other thing. If the pulses aren't working for you, stay in the full range of motion for 45 seconds, rest, instead of switching after 30, okay? Okay, next exercise, we are going to do alternating circle curls. I want your palms up, wide, and we're gonna alternate 1 arm at a time. The other one holds in this position. I shouldn't have come into it so early. Okay, so ready? You're going to curl up, in, down, and around. Other side. Up, in, down, and around. Open through the chest. The pulses will be in this wide position. All right, hold wide, little pulse up. Woo! I might be dropping to my 5-pound weights by the third round of this circuit. Woo! Rest, 15 seconds. All right, next up, similar, we're going to be in that wide position, different rotation. Palms forward, thumbs up, and we'll alternate lateral extension. All right, so open up in a wide V shape, extend one arm up and out, then the next, trying to hold the other one. These extensions are tough. Don't be afraid to drop down in weight if form is getting a little off. The pulses will again be wide bicep curls with the thumbs pointing up. Make sure you're not arching into your low back. All right, hold wide, little pulse up. You're wide, but you can see your hands in your peripheral vision, okay? Don't flare open through the front of the rib cage. Rest and drop down to one weight. Okay, so you're going to hold the weight at its end, palms facing towards each other. Arms are going to be at shoulder height. We're going to do a bicep curl there, and then we'll press up. Open through the chest, neutral through the pelvis, engage to the core. Lift those arms up, keep them at shoulder height. You curl into 90, little press up and down, send it out. Curl into 90, press up and down. I'll show you from the side. Take your time with that, curl out, curl it in, little press up, keeping the elbows in. So when you press up, I don't want the elbows going out here. You're keeping the arms pretty parallel. All right, little pulses up and down, keep the elbows bent at 90. Up, down, press it up and down. So shoulders and biceps here. The single weight, not so bad after using both. Woo, and rest. Okay, you have 30 seconds to recover. So first time through is complete. So we'll grab those weights. We'll start at the top. Bicep curl, alternating front raise. So palms face forward, open through the chest, neutral through the pelvis. Curl, and then one at a time, lift up to about shoulder height. Resist on the way down. So I don't want you to let gravity just swing the weight down. It's controlled on the way up, controlled on the way down. Pulses will be in that bicep curl, 90-degree bend. Let's go. Curl into 90, and it's a little pulse. I realized in editing my last video that I say, let's go, every single time a beep happens, so I need to find something new to say. Woo, rest. Next up, it'll be hammer curl, and then hammer curl halfway, front extension, both weights working at the same time, or moving at the same time. Hammer curl, front extension. I caught myself about to say, let's go. There's nothing wrong with saying let's go, but I literally say it 800 times a class, and I've got to switch it up. So any alternatives to let's go, send your ideas my way. Hold at 90 and let's pulse. Again, you can always alternate the pulse, right and left. That goes for all the exercises. So So we have those alternating circle curls up next. So palms face up. Your arms are externally rotated, but you're not so open that you're flaring open through the rib cage. Find that hold. Up, in, circle, down, and around. Up, into midline, out, and around. I know it can be kind of confusing, like what direction am I circling? Don't worry if you mess it up. Hold, pulse. Woo! Rest. So we'll be wide again, but this time palms will face forward, thumbs will be up. It'll be that alternating lateral extension. All right, let's go. Out and up. Out and up. Push it out. Pull it in with control. Again, arms are wide, but you can see them in your peripheral vision. We pulse so wide, little pulse up, up. We drop to one weight. After this, rest. Drop down to one weight. We're going to come to shoulder height. Curl in, press up. Palms facing towards each other, holding the end. Open through the chest. All right, up. We curl, press it up, lower down, extend it wide. Now, I changed my mind about what we're going to do for the pulses. Instead of pulsing with the elbows bent, pulsing up and down, I'm just going to have you hold in this extended position, okay? So it'll be a little harder. Sorry. Let's hold, send it out, and just hold. Softness to the elbows though. Don't round your shoulders forward. And also don't lean back to counter this. So almost think of leaning into it ever so slightly. Woo, and rest, 30 seconds. All right, 2 sets down, we have 1 more to get through. If you need to drop down in weights, go for it. If you're not feeling challenged, go up in weight. Let's grab those weights. Bicep curl, alternating front raise, palms face forward, neutral through the pelvis. Let's go. Curl, both together, and then one at a time, you lift, lift. When you do that lift, your elbow is not locked out. It's soft. Hold at 90. Give me those little pulses, 15 seconds, with the option to alternate pulses or to stay full range of motion for the whole 45 seconds. Rest. All right, now we have hammer curl to front extension. Palms facing towards each other. Let's go. Hammer curl all the way up to the shoulders and down, and then up but not that high, so that you can then press up and forward. Hold at 90, little hammer curl pulses. Up and up. Rest. All right, we're gonna do those alternating circle curls. I can tell my facial expressions are absurd. I feel like they are every upper body workout I do. Palms face up, externally rotated from the humerus, that arm bone. One at a time, up into midline, down and around, up, midline, out. Pulse. Stay with it. Rest. Okay. Again, we're wide, but this time palms forward, thumbs up, and we'll do that alternating lateral extension. 2 more work intervals in this circuit. We can do it. Let's go. Alternate. Press and pull. Other side. Gentle engagement through your glutes, especially if you notice that you have the tendency to dump your pelvis forward and really arch into that lower back. Hold and pulse. Up. Up. We drop down to 1 weight coming up. Drop down to 1 weight. Okay, lifted to chest height. We'll do that curl in with the press up. Kind of end on a nicer note. Nicer than the previous 4 anyway. Palms face in. Holding the elbows lifted. You extend out. You curl in. You press up and down, keeping the forearms parallel. We'll finish in that hold with the arms extended out in front of us. Hold. Final 15 seconds. Don't roll forward with the shoulders, so stay open through the chest. You're unlocked through the elbows. Don't lean back. There's weight in your big toes. And done. All right, you have a full minute to recover, maybe a smidge longer. I'm going to show you our second circuit. So focus of second circuit is going to be triceps, although back does get a little love. So first up, we're going to be in a hinge position. It's going to be a tricep kickback, palms facing towards each other. For the pulses, you're going to hold the kickback, and with arms straight, you're going to lower and lift, pulse down and up. Second exercise, you stay in that hinge position, palms face back, and it's going to be a tricep circle. Squeeze them together behind your back. The pulses are going to be just squeezing in behind your back like so. From there, we're going to do a Y extension. I'm going to be kneeling for this one just so that I stay in frame, but you can do it standing. So you start thumbs down, palms forward, so a little funky, and then you are kicking the arms straight like a cheerleader and back down like that. Fourth exercise is going to be an overhead tricep extension. Weights go behind your head. You straighten them back overhead. The pulses are just going to be bent behind your head, little pulse up. Fifth and final exercise, you're back in a hinged position. It's a wide row with a tricep kickback. Wide row, tricep kickback. To finish, it's just the kickback, holding the elbows back. All right, 3 times through, let's go. So for this circuit, I'm going to be switching between my 8-pound weights and my 5-pound weights. 8s to start for now. We're going to do tricep kickbacks in that hinged position. So I'm going to send your hips back, long and neutral through the spine, elbows lifted and back, okay? And then we're just going to kick those arms back, palms facing towards your body. On an exhale, squeeze the backs of your arms as you straighten and bring them forward. Open through the chest. The pulses here will be with a straight arm. You'll hold those arms back and we'll lower and lift them. All right, hold them straight. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. It's okay if you're not getting them very high. Whew. Rest. I'm going to switch to my 5-pound weights. So now we're going to do tricep circles, palms face back instead of in towards your sides. They start in front and keeping the arms straight. You're going to circle them back, trying to lift them up and tap the weights behind your back. So circle around your hips, lift and tap. So you're not just lifting, you're also squeezing in. For the pulses in these, we'll be squeezing in, trying to keep those arms lifted. It's going to be tough. That's why I dropped to 5-pound weights. Let's go. Hold them lifted and you squeeze the weights in. In. Maybe they tap, maybe they don't. That's okay. Just squeeze in. Woo! Rest. Now I'm going to come to kneeling just so you can see me, but you can stay standing upright in these, absolutely. We're going to do that Y extension. So the setup is a little funky. Palms forward, thumbs down, elbows kind of lifted, weights in front of your chest, and then you're going to straighten those arms out. Bend them back in. So remember, on this one, there aren't pulses. We're going 45 seconds straight. Now, if this gets to be too much, I want you to alternate one at a time, just so that the other arm can kind of chill. Rest. All right, so I'm going to stay kneeling for this one again so that you can see me. I'll stick to 5-pound weights. We're going to do an overhead tricep extension. So weights will be together, arms up, and then you'll bend behind your head. Let's go. Down, squeeze as you lift. Pulling those weights up and forward. Now when you do this, don't let the elbows drift too far away from your head, okay? If you find yourself sinking into your low back, you can do this in a lunge position with 1 foot forward, 1 knee down, and that'll help a lot. Or again, you can do this one standing. All right, pulse. Elbows are at 90. You dip down and up, down and up. Don't let the rib cage flare open. Rest. Okay, we're going to come back to a hinge position. It's a wide row into that kick back wide. Sticking with my 5 pounds. I'm just going to use 5 pounds for the whole rest of this circuit. I'll face you, that'll probably be best. So palms face in towards you. You're in this hinge position, wide row. Pull the elbows back. Kick the arms straight. Bend and release. Elbows draw back, retract the shoulder blades. Kick it straight. Don't just swing those arms straight and back. You want to control it. To pulse, we'll just do the kick back. Just the kick back, 15 seconds. Let's go. Hold those elbows back, shoulder blades retracted. The arms are kicking straight, kind of back at a wide angle. Length through the back of the neck. Oh, rest. 30 seconds. All right, first set done. Twice more through to go. We'll start at the top, tricep kickbacks, palms face in towards your sides. So we'll find that hinge position. Feet are about sitting bones distance apart. Unlock through the knees, slide those hips back. Elbows are lifted, elbows stay lifted. Kick the arms back, bring them forward. Really squeeze as you pull back. So it's not a swing. Think of it as a controlled contraction, maybe a split-second pause at the top. The pulses with straight arms. Hold those arms straight. They lower an inch or two and lift. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Rest. All right, now we're going to do those hip circles. So flip the palms, so different rotation of the arms here. Palms face back. Same hinge position though. Circle back, squeeze them in above your butt. The pulse will be squeezing in. Arms stay lifted, let's go. Squeeze them in. Squeeze them in. Woo! I think this is the hardest set of pulses. Stay open through the chest. Oh, rest. So again, you can stay standing for the next two. I'm going to come to kneeling so you can actually see what I'm doing. It's going to be that Y extension. Neutral through the pelvis. Thumbs point down, weights kind of in front of your chest, elbows lifted a little bit. And then you squeeze to straighten them, bring them back in. 45 seconds straight here. On that previous exercise, I know those pulses squeezing the weights in are so hard. If you would rather do just straight arm pulses lifting and lowering and not worrying about keeping the arms higher than your butt, that is an option. Oh, rest. All right, next one. I'm going to stay kneeling. You can be standing. It's going to be that overhead extension. If you're sinking into your back, I would do kneeling in a split lunge position. So you squeeze the weights together. They lift overhead. You're lowering them. And then you're pulling them up and forward. Pulse, come to about 90 degrees, a little pulse up. I also want you to think of squeezing the weights in towards each other as you pull up and down. Rest. We come back to that hinge position, wide row with that wide kick back. So palms facing towards your thighs to start. We find that hinge position, row, retracting the shoulder blades, kick the arms straight, just to show you from the side if that's a helpful angle. So you'll notice my arms are not kicking straight out to the sides. They're kicking to the sides but back at an angle. The final 15 seconds will just be that kick back. Let's go. Hold the elbows back. Kick the weights out. Length through the back of the neck. Gazes down at the mat, but forward a little bit. And rest 30 seconds. All right, we have one more time through these exercises, then you're done with your circuit work. We'll finish up with our Tabata. All right, Pickles has joined the party. Let's go grab those weights. We're going to start from the top, tricep kickbacks. Hinge position. Let's go. And I know I mentioned this in the first circuit, but at any point if the pulses aren't working for you, just stay with the full range of motion for the whole 45 seconds. Hold those arms straight, pulse down and up. Open through the chest, so you're not letting the shoulders roll forward. Keep reaching the tailbone back. Rest. All right, we'll do those hip circles next. So we're still in that hinge position. I don't know why I changed direction. Change the scenery. Slide the hips back, palms facing towards you, and we're going to circle those weights back, squeeze them up and in. Hardest round of pulse is coming up. If they're not happening, you can always stay with the full range exercise for the final 15. Here we go. Arms squeeze in, in. We're trying to keep the arms lifted enough that we can tap those weights over our butt. Oh. Last time you have to do these, rest. Okay, I'm going to come down to kneeling so you can see me. You can stay standing. We have that Y extension, straight 45 seconds. You can always do it in a lunge position if you find yourself swaying back and sinking into your back. Palms face forward, thumbs down, elbows lifted, and then we straighten. Bring it back into to the chest. Rest. Overhead tricep extension now. Weights together, arms overhead. You dip those weights back behind your head, up and forward. Let's go. Again, don't let your elbows go out super wide. Pulse. Squeeze the weights in towards each other. Rest. Okay, one exercise to go. Wide row to the kickback. Finish with just the kickback, and then circuit work is done. So we'll be back in that hinge position. If you were kneeling, come back to your feet, palms facing towards you. Hips slide back, open through the chest. With the row, really focus on retracting those shoulder blades. Then kick the arms back and wide. Final 15 seconds, just the kickback of the forearms. Keep the elbows lifted. You can do it. Woo, done. Okay, you have a minute to recover. I'm going to show you our Tabata. No weights needed for our Tabata. First up, it's going to be a single arm plank march. So you're lowering down to one form, pressing back up to 2 straight arms. It's going to be the same side the whole 20 seconds. To modify that one, you can do it from your knees. So same exact thing, you would just have knees down. Or if isolating the same arm the whole time is too much, you can give me a regular marching plank. So you'd go forearm, forearm, straight arm, leading with the same arm the whole time, and you could do that from your knees or your feet. So lots of options with that one. Second exercise is going to be a tricep dip with a knee pull. So as you dip, you're just pulling one knee at a time in towards your chest, keeping the butt hovering off of the floor the whole time. To modify that one, forget about the knee pull. You would just keep your butt down on the floor, same position otherwise though, and you would just do your little tricep dip like that. So there's no jumping in this Tabata, which is unusual for typical Tabatas you see in these classes, but I wanted to keep this particular one all low impact. We're going to alternate between those two. We have 8 sets, 20 on, 10 off. Let's go. Doesn't matter which arm you start on, but for the single arm plank march, I'm going to start by lowering to my right forearm and pressing back up so that my left hand will stay planted. So let's find our high plank position, spread out through those hands. For stability, you can have your feet in a wider stance. And let's go. You lower, press back up. Right forearm down, press back up. So it's kind of like doing a single arm push-up on this left side. Stay active through your legs. Gentle engagement through the glutes so that your hips don't pike up. Rest. Flip around. All right, now plant your palms down, open through the chest, okay? So spiral those triceps back, butt at a hover. You little mini tricep dips as you march one knee in at a time. Think of sending the elbows back, not your shoulders forward. Stay open through the chest. Rest. Okay, we go back to that single arm march. This time, I'm going to lower to my left forearm and back up. Let's find that plank position. And go. Left forearm down, back to 2 straight arms. Remember, you can do it from your knees, or you can give me a regular march where you go forearm, forearm, straight arm, straight arm. Rest. Flip around. So again, wrap those triceps back here so the pointy part of your elbow points straight back. Plant your feet on the floor, butt is at a hover, and it's a little tricep dip as you pull one knee in. Little march. Oh, halfway there. Okay, plank march. I'm doing right arm down and up, left hand stays planted. All right, right forearm down, 2 straight arms. Oh, arms getting a little shaky. Rest, flip around, fingers point forward, spread out through your hands, and then wrap those triceps back, open through the chest, but don't flare open through the rib cage. Little march, little bend, little tricep dip. Again, modification, hips can stay down, little tricep dip from there. Or you can have the butt hovering and just take out the march. Rest. 2 more work intervals. We got this. Single arm march. I'm going to lower to my left forearm and back up. Go. Final set. You can do it. Oh, rest. Flip around. Final 20 seconds. Little tricep dips with that march. Fingers point forward. Open through the chest. Wrap those triceps back. Little dip. Oh, and done. Oh, awesome work. All right, I'm going to bring you through a quick cool down. We can start seated. You can find a comfortable cross-legged position. And let's interlace our fingers, flip the palms, and press forward. And as you do, I want you to round forward as well. And then just breathe into the space in your mid-back. Think of filling the space between your shoulder blades. And then we're just going to come up tall. And we're going to interlace our fingers behind our back this time. I'm going to start by pressing the knuckles away so you're open through the chest. And then you can go beyond that, find a little bit of spinal extension. And then from here, let's bring our right arm up overhead, kind of like you're patting your back. Left hand can come to the elbow and just give it a gentle press back. Shake it out, and let's bring it over to the other side. Coming to tabletop, let's do a stretch for the forearms and the front of the arms, biceps a little bit. Start in a tabletop, and then one at a time, I just want you to flip your palms so that the fingers point back towards your knees. And then if possible, I want you to unlock the elbows. Maybe you feel a big enough stretch just like this. If not, I just want you to shift your hips back a little bit until you feel that stretch through your palms, through the front of the wrist, up the forearms. Bringing it forward one at a time, flip those palms forward, and then I want you to come down onto your forearms. You're going to start to send your hips back towards your heels. As you do, you're going to bend at the elbows, and you're going to bring your hands either to prayer position behind your head or kind of like you're patting yourself on the back. But keep shifting those hips back until you feel a nice opening through the backs of the arms. And straightening out the arms when you're ready. Let's just let those hips sink all the way back to the heels into a child's pose. Then we can finish in this position. Couple deep breaths here. One more breath. And that is your class. Awesome work.